Hi, welcome to Ask AD, and this week I'm going to be showing you how I created this amazing new YouTube studio. I'm going to be giving you the list of all the components that we used here and all of the considerations that I needed to think about whilst putting the studio together. So I'll also be giving you my top tips on how to make the most out of a small space and how to get the best audio and video and lighting set up permanently so you can just jump straight in and start creating whenever you feel the need to. Okay, so before we get started and before I show you around, I'm going to take you back to where it all started. So the year is 2016. At the time, I'm currently working and own a workwear company, which is based in Abingdon in Oxfordshire. Now, we've had this business in our family for nearly 30 years, but people would come in all the time and say, listen, I'm an electrician. What are the best boots? What are the best trousers? I'm a plumber, I'm a hod carrier, whatever it is. And so we knew that we could guide these people directly to the best products for their profession. And so it just seemed natural that we would start creating videos and posting them on YouTube. So the videos went down really, really well. And I really enjoyed presenting and producing videos. But consistency was difficult because one, I was working in a shop and then I was going down on a weekend, maybe on a Sunday morning early, having to clear the whole area out, having to set up my cameras, my lighting, and making it look consistently the same all the time as I've found was really, really difficult. Plus it's a working environment, so it's going to be messy all the time. And as soon as I set up to record on a Sunday morning at 7 o'clock, there'd be somebody knocking on the door. All right, mate, you open? Can I get myself some boots? And I'm like, oh, come on, man, I'm trying to do some videoing. They'll come in, they'll knock the tripod over. Anyway, I'd always get a sale. So a couple of years ago, obviously what happened to all of us was COVID, and businesses changed and our retail store took a bit of a beating, and unfortunately a few months ago we had to close the shop. Now at that point I was thinking, what am I going to do? Now I know I love presenting and I know that my YouTube channel was still doing really, really well. It's getting great views, and even last year while I was concentrating solely on my business, just trying to get the business back up and running, and retail was dying, and the YouTube channel was still doing great. And I just thought, hang on a minute, last year I posted maybe a handful of videos, maybe 3 or 4, was still smashing great figures. So it just seemed like the right thing to do. And it's, to be honest, now I've got an opportunity to do something that I really, really love and I'm really passionate about, and that is just creating videos and making sure it looks really good, making sure that the content is engaging, it looks professional, the sound is professional, and the lighting, and also we've got an environment that we can just literally just jump straight in and start reviewing. Okay, so where was I going to put my YouTube studio? We've got a few spare rooms in the house, but I wanted somewhere where I could go away and I could just literally have everything set up. I don't have to worry about the doorbell ringing or people coming round. And as soon as you get in that creative flow, the last thing you want is to actually stop that natural sort of flow that you've got to keep going and create that engaging content. So I had built this garden office 2 or 3 years ago, and then I used it during COVID, but it was starting to get a bit drab. I'd had a water leak, some of the plaster was coming off the walls. Also, I wasn't sure it was the right sort of sound. So there was the audio, the acoustics to think about, and also the lighting, because this room, being in a garden office, one whole wall is glass. I've also got another window here, and so I'd have to make sure that these were controlled. I'd also want an area where I could do model shots, where you could show people wearing the clothing, because as you're creating videos for and reviews for people for workwear or clothing, then people will actually want to see what it looks like when it's actually on as well. 2, because of the space, I needed to make sure that I had an area that I could quickly jump between filming and editing, or if I was writing, then. So what I opted for was a double desk setup. So I brought these 2 desks. I've got a desk here, and then I've got another desk here, exactly the same. So basically what I've got is a channel between the 2. Now this allows me, one, not only to have like a nice backdrop, so you can see there I've got my monitor with my picture of a dog, Wolfie, and just some nice lighting a little bit behind. I can control all the lighting by my computer system, so I can say, turn the lights on and off, etc. And then here I can do my talking head shot. So my camera is fixed on a tripod, which is in front of me, mounted to the desk with an audio boom. So I've got two audios. One, I've got this remote wireless microphone with so this is the transmitter. I've got a receiver which is hooked into my camera, and then also I've got a secondary Zoom backup audio there as well. I've got a nice soft light box here as well, which I can control the temperature lighting of that as well, the hue, and these are all mounted on monitor stands, which I've modified to actually be able to just push everything out of the way. So when I'm not actually using it, so what I'm trying to do is I've got two areas where I can create. So here at this desk, we can push the camera mounts out the way, and we can push the lighting, the audio boom out the way. And then we can use this as a desk to talk about some of the projects that we're going to work on. And then I've got a desk here that I can work at. Sit at this desk and I can create content, write my articles, update my website, upload my videos to all the different social media platforms. And then over in the other area there, I've got a model shot area. So the videos, what I put together, are a combination of talking head shots. So the camera then can be switched over, and from here we can then do overhead shots. And what I've got here is a vinyl cover that goes over the table. It's like a wood effect, and that just gives me a different type of backdrop for the products that I'm actually photographing or videoing. So we do some close-up videos or photography of the products, talking head shots, and then mix that with a model shot as well. I've just upgraded my camera, and that's a Canon GX7 Mark III. Now, I'd upgraded that a few months ago. I started doing some video tests, and I really wasn't happy with the quality of the video. And now, bearing in mind, this camera is state-of-the-art vlogging camera. I really had some serious issues with the focus. So I looked into the camera, and there is a new update for a Canon GX7 Mark III. So if you've got one of these cameras, there's a new software update at the moment, which is 1.3. Now, the camera that I actually had, the camera that I've actually got was actually version 1.0. So be careful what you're picking up off the shelf. One of the first things to do is just check that firmware and make sure you got that up to date. It's got some new features on there in this new update. One of them is vlog mode, and I've tried that internal and external videoing, and it's absolutely fantastic. Okay, so you can see that the quality of the video is really good, and it's very good for this close setup, this sort of angle. And also the macro is fantastic for the close-up shots as well. And I've got some soundproofing on the walls, got some soundproofing panels in the floor underneath. We've got some serious soundproofing and insulation before we put the new wooden floor over the top. We've got some blackout blinds and curtains here that are blocking out the sun, but also absorbing some of that external ambient noise as well. So I tried a few different remote mics, and this one is a Synco mic, and I've been trialing this for the last week, and I'm actually really impressed with the audio quality of that. So I'll leave a link for that below. And I've been able to actually walk around the garden and test the microphone, like the Bluetooth connectivity, and it seems very good. So, you know, I can definitely get 20 foot away and I'm still getting good quality. I'm not getting any drops in signal, no lagging. So yeah, that's a great positive as well. So very pleased with that. Also, you can plug in an external headphone in there as well, so you can do your audio test just before you start to do your final video. Okay, make sure you do that. Learned the hard way, done some great videos, listen back to it, the audio is awful quality, so just something to bear in mind. Now, I had some new lighting systems, so I've got some panels, some LED panels set up. I've got one that reflects up to the ceiling. I've got that one off at the moment because I found it was just, it's quite light at the moment already, and even with the blackout blinds, I'm getting a bit of residual lighting come through from around the curtains, and it just actually feels quite a nice sort of ambient lighting at the moment. But here, also this new light, I will leave a description and you can have a look at that now. I'm just giving you, so you can see here we've got a honeycomb spread over the front on this diffuser, and that is just actually adding a much softer light, and I'm really pleased with that actually with the model overhead photography and video that we're doing for the close-ups. It's just adding a very natural sort of feel to the product. It's interesting, especially if you're, for me, I'm filming products like safety footwear, and if you've got a black boot, black laces, it's very hard to get that contrast of the different components that make up that product out. But what I'm finding with, if you had just a straight LED panel light, what you'll do, you'll get a lot of glare. But this is actually creating a much softer glow over the product, and it's actually enhancing some of the detailing, so you'll be able to see the structure of that product a lot better. So yeah, I'm very, very pleased with that light actually. I think that's one of the best purchases, and actually wasn't a huge amount of money, so well worth it. So in the model shot area, I wanted to create an industrial feel, and that was to create a brick wall. Now obviously the last thing I want to be doing is building a brick wall, but that's just a 3D sort of effect wallpaper. That was very easy to put up, and also to the side I wanted this LED panel light as well, which just would give like a side light to the model that stood there, just to create a different sort of ambient environment for that particular shoot. So there's a time-lapse video that I will leave a link to in the description below, so you can have a look and you can see how we ripped the place to pieces and put it all together. Now, some of the things I wanted to include in this was, I'm a bit techie and I like the Iron Man sort of thing, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be great to have the whole area controlled by a computer system? So I put in my friendly helper Jarvis, and he will be able to turn on different components around the room. So it's basically a series of smart plugs connected to an Alexa Dot, and the Alexa Dot I've renamed to computer. It's just a bit of fun really, and I just like to mess around with certain things like that. So here I can say to computer, turn my desk power off. Okay. And it will just shut my desk down. It will actually continue to keep the computer running. That's the only component in there that I haven't connected the power to, and that will allow me, if I'm doing some rendering overnight, then it will just keep churning that out. Computer, desk power on. Okay. Now I can control things like fans. If I start to record, I can say to the computer that I'm going into record mode, and it will shut down a few components, like I've got an air conditioning unit, I've got a fan unit, I've also got a printer, so those components will shut down. Jarvis, model light on. Okay. And that's giving me another, you can see that's got more of an orange glow, and that's actually in the model shot area there as well. So this room is only 5 meters by 2.5 meters wide. So making the most of this space using a dual desk system, followed with a secondary area over there for the model shot, is just really making the most of this space altogether. I do my video editing on my MacBook Pro. That's a 15-inch touch bar with 16 gig of RAM and a terabyte internal SSD drive. I've also got hooked onto that a G drive, 6 terabyte USB-C drive. Now that's for just dumping these huge amounts of video footage that you get. I've got these 2 monitor speakers either side there. They're actually fantastic Bluetooth connectivity as well. Really lovely, rich audio sound. I've got some nice lighting, so you can see there, just for just giving a different sort of hue, or just a different feel. So not only do I want a nice backdrop area while I'm doing the talking head shot, but I also like a nice area to work in as well. So it's just having a nice environment just allows me to feel creative, and to make me want to come to work and inspire me to just put something together that you guys may find useful or interesting. And so that's it. This is my YouTube studio. I'll leave a list to all of the components that I've used below. They are affiliate links. They don't cost you anything to use. They just help me to be able to continue to create content for you. And I just, please do use them if there's anything in there that you do feel that is great for you. I've tested these products together. They work really well. You can see the finish, the quality. I hope you think it is good enough for me. I'm not a professional producer of videos, but what I am trying to achieve is a professional finish on the budget that I can afford. So thanks very much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. It will help me no end, and looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Don't forget, if you're interested in workwear or clothing, or now even I've got some great reviews coming out. I've just been away filming some new paddle boards for iRocker, which I'm very blessed to have been sent from America, which was fantastic fun this weekend in the Lake District. So if you'd like to watch that video, please do. It's great fun, and you can see me going one way and Wolfie jumping the other way and the board going up in the air. It was fantastic. So please like and subscribe. I hope you love my YouTube video, and I hope it inspires you to go and create your own YouTube studio.